start my presentation, I will share my screen and I will speak a bit slower. So please, you can stop me at any time and ask me questions, or if I say something that you don't understand, you feel free to interrupt me. Just a second. So I am a Rotary Peace Fellow at the Department of Peace and Conflict Research at the Uppsala University. And I will today tell you something about the Rotary Peace Fellowship and about myself, so that you can spread the word and share this information with individuals who might be interested in applying to the fellowship. I understand our contacts from Rotary International told us that there are very little generally applications from Sweden. Swedish students are generally less interested in studying this field and less interested in the Rotary Fellowship. It is a very demanding program. It's a very demanding graduate program. It's very challenging. Still, we were told that Rotary would like to have more applications, definitely from Europe generally. So the Rotary Peace Fellowship is a graduate and a professional development program. And individuals, professionals who can apply are usually younger professionals, and they can apply to 7 different programs. 5 of these programs are graduate programs, master's degree programs, and they're in Duke University, in Chapel Hill in USA, in Tokyo, Japan at the International Christian University, University of Bradford in England, Queensland in Australia, and Uppsala in Sweden. There are 2 professional development programs, those are not graduate programs, those are just professional certification programs. They're shorter. I believe they last only 1 year, while the master programs are 2-year-long programs. The professional development certificate programs can be obtained at in Bangkok and in Kampala in Uganda. So I'm currently at the Department of Peace and Conflict Research at the Uppsala University. And while the program is very challenging and it's very demanding, there are 9 of us. There are 9 Peace Fellows at the department currently. At the first year, I'm first year, and at the Department of Peace and Conflict Research, we're studying to better understand the dynamics of peace and conflict. And there are different areas of research at the university right now. Some of them are violence against civilians in armed conflict, peacekeeping, gender and conflict, strategic nonviolence, and climate change and conflict, for example. The fellowship program will enable me to obtain a master's degree in social sciences within the Peace and Conflict Studies program, and I will hopefully be able to learn and study empirically how and why and under what conditions conflicts arise. Also, we will be offered broad assessment skills and specialized knowledge in conflict management and peace building at a national and global level. So who would be eligible for this program, to apply to this program? I believe I believe the applications are open until end of May. I'm not sure. I believe that is so. So the candidates need to prove that they're academically very strong and hold at least a bachelor's degree. Most of us at the program hold master's degrees and PhDs. So none of us are young. All of us are professionals, and we work in the field and have been working in the field for quite a while now, and decided to attend this program and to apply for the fellowship for additional learning and education and training. Also, we need to prove that we have a substantial work experience in the field of our interests. Specifically, we need to prove that we have 3 years of full-time experience in an organization or an institution working on issues that concern peace and conflict. And we need to show our commitment to peace and conflict resolution. In addition, we need to show in our applications that we are able to undertake extensive academic reading and discussions, that we can do this with a very culturally and linguistically diverse group of students. We need to prove that we're proficient in English and that we have leadership potential, most essentially. So there are different parts of the fellowship program, and the most intense part of the fellowship program is the academic training, which is, of course, the courses, and the exams, which I'm currently doing right now. I'm at the end of my second semester. The second part of the fellowship, which is very generously sponsored by Rotary as well, is the applied field experience. This relates to building professional experience during a 6 to 8 week long internship that we need to apply for. The costs for this professional development over the summer are sponsored by Rotary, and we are individually responsible for finding this opportunity. Also, we're given an opportunity to participate in different workshops and to network, which is, of course, quite limited right now or non-existent due to COVID, since we're not able to meet, we're not able to communicate directly with individuals only via Zoom. So this networking aspect of Rotary, of the fellowship, is not quite the same as it was in the years before. And the final portion of the program is the final thesis presentation, the presentation of our final research. So you're also probably wondering who I am. So I'll let you know something about myself and possibly the reasons why I was selected as the Peacefellow by Rotary. So as a Peacefellow, I hold Bachelor's degree in International Relations, and I hold a Master's degree in Disaster Risk Reduction, which is an intersection of civil engineering and security studies. I have 8 years of full-time experience at the United Nations, where I worked on in the development sector, mostly on issues that concern peace building, and I worked for a while at the political department. Previously, I was associated with Caritas Internationalis and with Humanity in Action from Denmark, and I also volunteered every year as a project cycle management trainer for governmental and non-governmental organizations and for university students, which was a very intense mentorship program. I was up until last year, I was teaching young professionals and students from the government and from universities how to I was teaching them about what project management is and how to manage a program, how to manage a small project, and how to be more active in their communities, and so on. I chose peace and conflict studies for many reasons, and specifically I chose the program at the department at the Uppsala University for one specific reason. One was that it's probably the best program in the world for peace and conflict studies, and specifically for research. I knew that it would be extremely challenging and hard, but at the same time that I would be exposed to cutting edge ideas and cutting edge research from individuals who have been working in the field for decades now. I have both professional and personal motivations for studying peace and conflict. Since I've been active, since I've been working in the peace building field for, well, most of my adult life, I was inspired to go into this field and to work in development by personal motivations. As you know, well, I didn't mention in the beginning, but originally I am from Bosnia-Herzegovina, which you may know experienced a very violent conflict in the 1990s. And from a very early age, I was exposed to conflict. The photograph here shows an image of a UN peacekeeper standing with a gun in my hometown. This is actually the street where I grew up in. So my earliest memories were of conflict and of devastation. So this, so to speak, inspired me to go on to this route to better understand how and why and under what conditions conflicts arise. And specifically, which will be probably the subject of my thesis, under what conditions and why do actors strategically choose to strategically target civilians in certain conditions, what conditions are needed are created for the armed actor to commit atrocities against civilians, and what results strategically does this have. Also, a small information that I didn't mention, for my applied field experience over the summer, the 6 to 8 week experience that I was telling you about, which is a mandatory portion of the fellowship, I will most probably be working for UNDP in Istanbul at the Peace Building and Government cluster. And I would be working on different peace building policies that concern Southeastern Europe, the Caucasus, and Central Asian countries. So this is the end of my presentation about the Peace Fellowship. I believe all the information about the Peace Fellowship are available at the Rotary webpage, which is a very good source of all information. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask them. Also feel free to email me if you need specifically this presentation for any reason, or if you need additional information about the fellowship. Thank you for listening.